There we go.
Give me 1 second. Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are live with the Toe Bugs.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everyone? How was your week so far? How was your weekend?
Yeah, how was your weekend?
I don't think we have enough time to talk about the big game. So,
Yeah,
unless you want to. Unless you want to.
You know, I'm weird where the older I get, the Super Bowl is kind of a whip to me because I'm always just like, can we just play some football? You know, it's like 10 hours of pregame and a million commercials and then an hour-long halftime show. And
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just get exhausted during it.
I got to say, there's probably 40% of the viewers are mostly into the Super Bowl show, the halftime show.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually had a friend, a fellow maker, who was featured in the what was it, the Verizon post game show. He was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How?
Billiam Jeans.
Nice.
He's out of, I think it's North Carolina. He's out of. He's got a little clothing store. He makes really nice denim. He actually makes belts too. Talented dude, really nice guy too. Oh, and he's cool. A musician too. So.
It's very cool.
It was nice to see someone close like that.
It'd be interesting to hear what that's like as an experience to be involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering the same thing, you know.
It's gotta be weird though with the stadium in this environment though. Different.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, everyone. So I'm just gonna start this show just because usually Nick does. I'm going to start the show because today our special guest is my good friend, Brian Hawkins. He is just a very dear friend. One of the main reasons I got into making my own, starting my own brand. He's just, if it wasn't for you, Brian, I would not have started, on my own. Because
I appreciate that.
The confidence was built by you inspiring me and kind of motivating me. So, and just helping me understand that it's not that serious. So,
yeah.
Let me sidetrack real quick. Boots, everyone, what are you wearing today? What are you wearing right now? If not,
should we show?
Yes. Yeah. Viewers also, what were you guys wearing today? Are you wearing boots right now?
I'm wearing the Chisos number 2s.
All right.
Oh, I've got some Chizos on too.
Yes. Both of you guys.
We need to call this the Chizos Hour.
I'm wearing Rios.
Hey, Roberto's wearing Chizos also.
Hey,
I should be wearing the Chizos though.
Yeah, you're the odd man out.
I didn't get the memo.
Texas, it's okay. Texas on our feet.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, Texas on our feet.
Katie. Texas on the toes.
All right. So,
awesome.
Okay, let's see. Anybody in the comments? You guys wearing boots right now?
Ariats, I see some, and some other Chizos. Good job.
Oh.
Hey, let me
Iron
mention
Rangers.
real quick. I had somebody ask me about that Texas logo that I put on the thumbnail. For those of you who don't know, Angel's from Arizona or lives in Arizona, and so I have the shape of Texas with the Arizona flag kind of pasted into it. So that's what that is.
Yes.
It felt very comfortable to me, I have to say.
There you go.
Two of my favorite states. So
this makes sense, huh? If we didn't live in Arizona, we'd probably live in Texas. The more we learn about Texas, the more we're like, you know what? That might be a place we go.
Yeah. I'm headed somewhere east eventually, out of California.
Yeah.
You
could start by spending some time in Arizona.
Yeah.
Happy to have you. Well, I'd be happy to have you.
My stepson lives in Iowa, but he's moving to Austin with his fiance here in just a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I think you'd really like Austin, Angel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What city is he moving to?
He's moving to just outside of Austin, like a suburb.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also did a lot of work in San Antonio. I love San Antonio.
Oh, San
I
Antonio.
love hill
So
country.
fun.
Hill country is something special.
Yep.
I know nothing about the geography, the topography. I don't know anything about
It's so different.
I've
That's
driven.
what I love about Texas. It's like California and Arizona. It's so
Yeah.
many different
Hmm.
areas, so many different geographical
Yep.
differences
Yep.
to it.
Desert mountains, green hills,
Yep.
piney woods out in East Texas. It's pretty cool. Then you got,
Yeah.
down on the Gulf too, beach towns.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So I moved to Phoenix so I was born in Brooklyn, moved to Phoenix when I was 5. I actually turned 5 in Amarillo. So we were in a hotel and my mom took me to a Waffle House in the parking lot. That was fun. And that was the best waffle I ever had. And then what was it? When I was 15, we actually moved to Pennsylvania. And then we moved back again 7 years ago. So I've been to Texas a bunch of times, just driving through though.
Yeah.
Never visited. So
Yeah.
Hey, we got Lucas on.
Lucas,
Hello, the Drifter.
Drifter, Carol, hello. Definitely.
Carol's in socks tonight.
Yes.
It's cold.
45
She's up in
degrees.
Canada, so negative 45. Oh dear.
What? Oh, I missed the negative. What?
Yeah.
Dang.
Looks like she did a double negative.
She's
That's
in
horrible.
Saskatchewan, I think, or
Yeah.
close to it.
Oh my God.
All right, so let's get into this. We got Brian Hawkins, aka BootHunter, aka
Yes.
Made Matters, aka Style Explorers. He's quite the, I'd say, I guess, entrepreneur. He's a business mogul, if you ask me. He's actually a business professor, right?
That's right.
Teaching innovation, which, if you guys are aware, innovation is probably one of the main things that I'd say every business that is, operating right now in 2020 and 2021, they need to understand the importance of it.
That's right.
So, Brian's just been a good friend to me. We just started because of our shared passion for Red Wing heritage boots, little stuff, little just shared interests.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's from day one, it's always been just a pleasure to get to know you, be your friend. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Brian?
Sure. Well, and I have to say it's awesome connecting with you guys, and in the 3.5 years that I've been, doing BootHunter, it's amazing. All the guys I've met, the conversations, the exchange. I remember back 10 years, even 8 years, 7 years ago, it was so tough to carry on a conversation about, boots or denim or like anything clothing wise with other guys.
Yeah.
We just didn't have the outlet. I don't think we had like the liberty to do it. People didn't even know how to ask questions like that and stuff. And, my background, I started my first agency right out of grad school. I went to grad school in Phoenix, Arizona, at Thunderbird. And in college, grad school, and after, I lived and worked in several countries: France, Italy, South Africa, Denmark. So I've been, in different parts of the world. Like I said, I worked in Texas, which is like a whole nother country, as you say. Did a lot of work in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, as well as in Houston and in San Antonio, in Galveston Island. And over those years, I got into fashion tech and did a lot of work with apparel companies. And then when my partners from MIT and I started StyleSeek, which was our fashion tech company for 2014, 2015, I started working with literally hundreds of makers. And I was like, holy cow, there's all these different makers, and they're, making such cool product. And it really was exciting to me. And we had an aspect of that in our website. And we were launching our company from a tech startup incubator. And the one thing that all these makers were always saying is, I wish we had a place like you have in tech where, we could talk with other people and we can learn from each other. And I was like, shit, why is nobody's done anything like that? And I ended up at the same time I had my startup and I was teaching and I was a part-time administrator of a university. I like to keep really busy, obviously. And then I was like, well, I'm not doing enough. Let me start up a startup to help start up. And it would be for makers, basically. And so I kickstarted what was called Prefab Space and started working with makers, got makers in there, created this incubator, and it was just like an amazing experience. So always been passionate about, business and fashion style, menswear, and, the tech side of it too is really interesting to me. And of course, I started on Instagram back in late 2015, mid to late 2015. And we used it quite a bit for connecting. And that's where I got a real deep appreciation for it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you definitely have a good foot in the door as far as understanding startup. And, there's a lot of people in the groups, like the cowboy boot groups. There's guys starting their own cowboy boot brands, stuff like that. I don't know if any of them are in the chat right now, but, I would like to see, hope to see that some of those guys are in here, even people that are wondering about it.
Absolutely.
This isn't necessarily an educational video, but we're definitely going to be getting some education talking to you, Brian. We're going to get some insight on, it's exciting. Startup, it's exciting, isn't it?
It's addicting. It's like a really healthy drug.
Yeah.
Starting up, it can ruin you like an addictive drug, but for the most part, it's something that is, it's so exciting, and I love working with lots of different startups, and I'm part of a startup right now, which you've had experience with, Angel, with Lash Live and live action shopping.
Yeah, that is.
And we're actually going to be going out on a funding platform, a crowd investment platform called BootHunter. So I'm going to be talking more about that in the next week or two, because we're going to be going out there looking to raise funds. But what we're really trying to do is help out small brands and small retailers and get them in front of customers across the world.
Nice.
Or next door, basically in live shopping.
So it's kind of like a so it's not necessarily like a crowdfunding thing. It's more like a kind of like a Lash Live,
so it's now allowed to crowdfund for equity. So it's an equity crowdfunding, basically. So people that donate to our campaign, that contribute to the campaign, will get a share in the company.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool. It's so people get a stake in not just feeling like they've supported your startup, but they actually get a stake in the company itself.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me just say, so the Drifter, yes, you are right. That is a Philco holiday model from 1958 behind me. And I'm in my 54 Spartan Imperial mansion. That's kind of my home office and stay camp, as I call it.
It's big though. I think that's a big one. It's huge.
It is. It's a 2-bedroom, 43 feet.
That's pretty much as big as they made them back then, right?
They had a 50 by 10. This is a 43 by 8.
Okay. So
I can't even imagine like the 50 by 10.
Oh, geez.
Crazy.
I wonder what was pulling that thing.
It's not. They pulled them with cars like in the 50s and 60s. They pulled them with regular cars.
Yeah.
Station wagons.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. I'm putting a tow hitch on the Imperial, and I'm going to see what it can do.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd see a Cadillac pulling a big ass trailer down the road.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. So if any of you guys are wondering, if you guys don't know Brian, he's, like I said, he's very active on social media, mostly Instagram, but just as active on Facebook. So look him up at BootHunter. And he's also got two other pages that the one that I really enjoy is Made Matters. He basically just focuses on makers. And so
That's right.
every Monday on like I said, mostly Instagram, there's if you want to search Maker Monday, hashtag Maker Monday. And I want to say Brian started that. I don't know if he did or if he didn't,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing it for quite some time. I picked it back up again. I used to do it back when I had prefab space, actually.
Okay. Wow.
And it was kind of Maker Monday, Taco Tuesday, that kind of thing. And I've been, now for pretty much a solid year plus since I started that back up again. And it's an opportunity to bring makers on and have them tell their story, and have other makers and just people that love their products tune in.
Yeah.
And I love it. I can be having the crappiest Monday, and then it's like I do the show and then I'm all like set for the rest of the week. It's great.
Oh, absolutely. I hear you, because
Yeah.
I'll be on the workbench and I just got to look for your live stream on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun to learn. Every maker has their own journey, like their own story, their own origin story.
Yeah.
And learning how they do, and you open up for questions in the comments. So
That's right.
It's definitely interactive for everyone involved, everybody watching, and kind of like we're doing now. So
Exactly.
a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
And
hey, Brian, if you can send me, all the links to everything you're doing or anything you want to share,
Absolutely.
send me that. Then when this becomes a video, I'll go ahead and put those in the description for everybody.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. I'll send you the blog and the website too. It's kind of funny. Like I've got this marketplace that people are now starting to contact me to see if they can list their vintage boots and stuff on there. Okay. So that might even be another BootHunter thing in the making. I've just been selling some boots that I haven't been wearing very much, and stuff that I've purchased myself, and just kind of trying to clear some space, let other people enjoy them.
Yes. Yeah, that's okay. That's
a
perfect segue.
We should talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we know, Brian BootHunter, I call him Brian the BootHunter, and he is very, very generous as far as sharing with friends. And I got to say, because the first time I met you in person, we set it up. It was you, myself, and another fellow boot lover, AZ Boot Guy.
Yeah, Kimball.
Cody. He's actually got a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. And
active on Instagram. So us three, we met. We had, what was it, lunch or an early dinner? Yeah, we had
like lunch at that cool place out in the middle of that grove.
Yes.
The orchard.
It was Buck something.
Bubba Bucks. Bubba Bucks, something like that.
Oh man, it's something. But they make some really good burritos and stuff like that.
It was killer.
Right on the orchard there in Arizona. Really good stuff. And so we met up. We made arrangements to everybody bring a few boots. We'll talk about them. You even did a little Instagram live, and we kind of showed off a few pairs of boots that we had.
Yeah, it's funny. We had them lined up where they usually line up the produce.
The fruit stand, boot stand.
Remember? Yeah, fruit stand, boot stand. And everyone's walking by and they're like, are you selling those boots? And it's funny.
Yeah.
And that is something about boots right there, is it's like if we had sneakers lined up or whatever, people wouldn't come up, but they're like coming up and they're like, whoa, what are these boots? I want those boots. And like,
yeah. And it's like, I'm sure there had to be at least one or two other people that walked by are like, man, I should have brought my boots. We could have talked about boots. But so us three, we're friends, us three, we showed up, talk about boots, and we did the first ever boot swap.
Yep.
Southwest boot swap. So we each chose like a pair or two pairs.
Yep.
I think we switched 2 pairs each.
2 pairs each.
Yeah. And we traded, and we're going to trade for almost, a few, was it 9 months, 10 months, maybe even a year. But
that's right.
On meeting up again and just returning the boots. And, we just want our, what was it? Hashtag.
Brotherhood of the Traveling Boots.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yes.
what was that movie? Sisterhood of the Traveling.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did the Brotherhood of the Traveling Boots, and it's just fun
Yeah.
because, like I said, we're active on Instagram. We kind of share photos. We all three of us, we have, you know, a few pairs of boots, but we make sure that we wear them, and we don't baby them.
No,
We use them like
we
boots,
do
right?
not. No,
That's like your rule. That's what you brought. You made sure
Yeah.
that, hey, just kick up some dirt, get them dirty.
that's right.
wear 'em.
Yeah. They're made to be warm.
Here's this is actually your pair of whites.
Those are, yes, the whites, and they're looking beautiful.
These are incredibly comfortable. If you
Man,
guys
you're taking good care of them.
a little too, yeah, and I don't wash them as often, but
Yeah,
because they look like dress boots, but they're literally, they're heavy duty boots. Really, they're built.
they
like
are.
a pair of whites, smoke.
Yeah,
jump,
they're dress
you know?
boots that you can kick shit in.
Yeah, you got the double row stitch, you know.
Yeah.
And these are a low heel.
I'm
But-
so impressed with those boots. They're
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah. So these are the
Yeah.
color 8. Is it Horween color 8 Chrome XL?
Yeah, that's right.
And beautiful. I mean, they got so much character in it. Like, you have to see it up close. The laptop
Yeah.
camera's not showing it. But yeah, so they got the double stitch. They have a leather shank, just like a proper wildland fighter boot would have. And
Yep.
you notice that these only have about 1.25 inch heel height.
Yeah,
However, they have an internal arch support, and they
Yeah.
call it arch ease. And so these right here, because of the low heel height, I can run around in these. I can do anything in these. I'm playing baseball in the backyard with the boys, and they have ample arch support. So I love these boots. They're so comfortable.
yeah,
Breaking was pretty good, but that's probably because sizing was right for me.
that's right. Well, and that's the other thing we're lucky about. We're
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same size, so it's
Yeah. When you have a friend with the same size boot, I think that's always a bonus.
But it's kind of funny because that's one of the things that I did when I first started BootHunter. And the story of like why I started is kind of funny because once I sold my partners and I sold the fashion tech company, I really missed fashion, you know, and I had the co-working space, but I wanted to create my own brand. And I started creating a brand called Merchants Harbor. And it was when I was living in Denmark and I was like populating it and stuff. And I realized I was like, wait, I'm populating with all the wrong people, the wrong images. I'm just screwing this up. And so then I decided the best way to attract the right people to my future brand was boots. And that's how BootHunter started. And then what I started to do was I reached out to guys and I said, hey, I love your content. Would love to feature you. I'll tag, you and give credit to the brand, etc. And that really took off. And then I started sort of the model of Huffington Post. I was like, I'm going to just go to guys and say, hey, I'll feature you. I'll send you some boots. You try them out. You wear them on a Lend program. You become a correspondent for BootHunter. And they love that. And, over time, I've still done that. I've got about, I don't know, probably 10 different guys. I've got a couple of pairs of boots going over to Bros of Decay, who are my favorite urban explorers out in Europe.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Bros of Decay. So 2 brothers, they're getting a couple of pairs. And then I've got some going out to Isaac, who's out in Isaac, the boot fan.
Isaac, I think it's Isaac the boot guy or something. I know
The boot guy. Yeah.
Something like
So,
that. Yeah.
I have a couple of pairs going out to Isaac. He's a really good guy. So, we've got some signups. Wes, okay. Yeah, if you guys are interested, you can PM me.
Very cool. Very cool.
Unfortunately, the sizes are limited because of the size is limited to what I get. But yeah.
You'd be surprised. Brian has a pretty wide variety of sizing.
I do get.
He's got a big spectrum, a wide spectrum.
It's funny because I do get some smaller and some larger, but yeah. But it's pretty cool. Like it's been a great experience. It's funny. Somebody asked me today when I share out guys on my story, they're like, why don't you tag the brands? And I'm like, I want whoever sees that photo to go to that Instagrammer's gallery, and I want them to look there what the boot is, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to expose
Yes.
the brands, but I'm trying to expose other, Instagram, accounts. That's what I really want to do.
That's your superpower, Brian. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, you have a
Yeah.
really good way of connecting people.
Thanks. Yeah, I love doing that.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm learning from you because, and I'm dead serious when I say this. There are Oscar, DWI for that you're gonna have featured this Monday.
Yeah.
He reached out to me wanting to talk about a collab, and we're gonna figure something out. But I told him, I was like, look, man, who really got me started in this whole like talking, and contacting business to business is Brian. So, and we have another, so these necklaces here.
Yeah.
From Saguaro District. She's actually local to me, so she's in Gilbert. She's probably about 30.
I need to get her on, by the way. I sent her a message.
Oh, okay, good,
Yeah.
good. She's really nice. Actually, we did like a late Christmas present swap. So I gifted her a belt, and she gifted me these necklaces here.
Yeah.
And I'm loving them so far.
They're sweet. Oh, somebody asked, do you ever get women's boots? Unfortunately, I don't.
Oh, Carol.
I
you gotta find someone though.
I've been asked if I would create or like partner up with a woman to create like Ms. BootHunter or the Boot Huntress or something like that. But it's enough to just deal with the men's side of it.
Yeah, Carol, you got to see this guy's collection. Don't you have 2 collections, one in each house?
Yeah, I've got it sounds like pretty ridiculous. I have the boot collection and the mountain or the desert collection and the mountain collection. So it's kind of the boots that I would typically wear down here. And then the boots that I would wear up there. And it kind of changes because like right now there's a lot of snow up there. So my leather soled boots are coming down here. And my more winter boots are migrated up there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm the boot slinger, net punk.
I'm the boot slinger. Okay.
Yeah. Net punk
Careful.
is also a lady.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Carol and Nat Punk, you guys should get something going. What do you say?
Yeah, if you ladies want to partner up and we create the Boot Huntress, I'm all in.
Yeah, and Brian's got all kinds of boots. He doesn't what's the word? He doesn't
discriminate.
Yeah, he don't discriminate on the boot as long as it's leather, right?
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, I haven't gone into like I've got some that are leather and denim or but
oh yeah, you've mixed it up with material.
Yeah, but definitely I don't have any one style. Which I think is one of the things I like. It's just because of where I work and how I travel and where I live. I'm pretty lucky that I can have just a lot of different boots.
It's funny because you have the personality of just like you would never guess that you're like a college professor. You sound like one of my neighbors, which you actually met my who is a college professor, but like I could sit and talk with you for hours about boots and business stuff, just stuff that we're interested in. But I mean, when you're at work, you've got the clean shave, you're in board meetings and stuff like that, but you're also like your Instagram feed, you're a mountain man. I mean, you're wearing canvas pants and hiking boots or woodsman, logger boots.
Right.
So it's a fun mix to kind of see, there is no like real demographic for boot lovers. There isn't,
No, I mean, somebody, let's see, NetPunk, you were asking what professor of what? So innovation and advertising, marketing, media courses that are business related, mostly startup related and media related. So
yeah.
And he's worked all over the world.
Right.
Yeah, and I continue. It's crazy that just in the last year I've taught classes in China, Vietnam, Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so hey, NetPunk, my name is Angel, and obviously Nick, you're talking with, and him and I, we co-host this show weekly. We call it Live at the Toe Bugs, and every week we just have a guest, and we're mostly into cowboy boots. Well, me at the time, I'm currently mainly into cowboy boots, but I also love heritage style work, old, traditional work style boots. Um,
Wow.
and we're very active on social media, so Facebook, Instagram, look us up. We're very easy to talk to, easy to get a hold of. If you have any questions, I mean, we'd love to help you. And kind of, if you have any questions about boot brands, Nick Ryan, he's got a great review channel on YouTube. He's always reviewing different kinds of boots, different styles, different makers. And he gets a good idea of, you could pretty much get a good idea of his review for what the quality of the boot is. He makes sure that he gets to know the makers. So if he stands behind a boot company, it's because it's earned his respect. He's got his Lone Star stamp of approval. So
That's
yeah, no, and Brian here, he's the boot hunter. He's also very active on Instagram and Facebook. He is more with the small businesses. His passion is helping the small business start up and kind of get noticed and kind of help shed light on these small businesses that are just getting started. So
yeah, the small to mids. And I was thinking about what are some of my favorite cowboy boot brands. We share a passion for Chizos, definitely.
Yeah, that's a new brand. I mean, they're just over a year old.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But they're making a great impact on the community. They're very active.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They leave little to the imagination as far as, just like all three of us, very easy to get a hold of, very active on the social medias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard to believe that they're only a year on. I mean, you buy them and from the packaging to the build, design, materials, everything. It's like, well, they've been around for decades, and your Rios are like amazing that you have on.
The custom.
You're lucky I'm not there, because I'd be like swapping your.
Well, maybe we'll have to do that next time we see each other. We'll do that for sure.
Absolutely. I also like Rod Patrick. I've got some Rod Patricks I really like.
Isn't he out here in Arizona?
Rod Patrick's out of, I think, Fort Worth, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I met up with them actually in Arizona, though.
That's
at
right.
the Barrett Jackson car show.
Yes.
A few years ago. And then I don't know if you guys checked out when I met with Gary McGlasson up in Spokane, who makes those bespoke made to order.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That
was such an interesting video. I guess you must have had like choppy service.
The reception at his house was awful.
Yeah, but
it was really painful.
He was showing the way he lasts, or the way he was cinching on the uppers. He does like he stitches across underneath.
Incredible.
I don't know what it's called. I know maybe Lucas knows, or do you know, Nick?
No, I don't.
He doesn't use clinch nails to like hold the vamp down to the.
Right.
He's actually cross stitches.
They're stitched down.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're amazing, and all the artisanal work of various leathers and different designs and stuff. It's pretty amazing.
So, how did you get to meet that guy?
I contacted him. When I went on that trip, and this is back in July. I was going stir crazy, and the university had closed. I'd lost my job, and normally I would have been going with students on a trip to Utah and Arizona. And I was like, fuck it. I'm getting in the car and I'm going for a drive, and I had to go up and rescue a couple of folks up in Portland. Long story, I'm not going to go there, but got them out of there and went through Eastern Oregon, met with makers there, Eastern Washington, got together with Nick's, and I had been talking with Gary, and Gary's like, I'm 5 minutes from Nick's. And I was like, I'm coming over. So I ran over there right after I got the tour with Nick's. And then, of course, proceeded to meet makers across Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. Yep. Got the Nick's.
I actually wore these today. I wore them for the first, 2/3 of the day.
Ah, they're beautiful.
But I wanted to show you guys, I wanted to be able to talk. You're the reason I have a pair of Nick's is because of you speaking so highly of them. They've been really nice. Very, again, very easy to get a hold of.
Very easy.
That's one of the main reasons I support brands that I do.
Yeah.
Customer
service is key.
Mercedes. What's that?
Customer service is key.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Being present in front of the public eye.
Well, that's why I was a little bit surprised with that thread that was going on about Nick's, because I've always found them really responsive, and I've ordered from them and stuff. I know that it's been a challenge. I know it's been a challenge for a lot of makers, under the pandemic and shutdowns and restarts, and those guys completely redid their manufacturing, the back end with like utmost safety in mind and stuff. So I don't know. Phil from Honda was talking about that when we had him on. He was talking about how they had to make some minor changes, like limiting the amount of people within a certain size workspace. Yeah. So I could absolutely see where, if there's, retailers that are dealing with backup, and, remember Honda, Phil, I keep saying Honda. Phil was explaining to us how he has retailers that, when they're working on customs and custom boots, and customers reaching out, asking, and it's like, if it doesn't hit that 3-week or 3-month period, they're at that 90-day number 91. They're like, hey, where's my boots at? So I know. Oh, Death Like Reviews. Yeah. If you'd like a pair of Nick's, here's one of the things I'd recommend. Contact them and see if they have they get like amazing customer returns. Because if a customer isn't satisfied with the boot, they'll take it back and create something different for them. They take those in, and it's a good economical way to buy your way into your first pair. Yeah. I've got I think 2, 3. No, I've got 3 YouTube videos. One where I'm reviewing my Nick's Urban Logger, which is actually a collaborative design between BootHunter, Brian, and Nick's. This is based off of the Falcon. That's right. And I love the Falcon. The Falcon. The Falcon is like a lower profile heel, similar to this. Where you've got the lower 1.25-inch heel. But he added, it's a little more dressy, the Falcon, but he added the lug sole to it. And so that's right. It's like a perfect mix of a 6-inch boot with good traction. Yeah. I love it. And those are on lend wear to Kimball. We were talking about AZ Boot Guy. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get those boots back, because he's wearing them every day. He's like falling in love with those things. Death Like Reviews. Yeah. Contact them, direct message them. Instagram. They are always you'll get like an auto response saying, we'll get back to you, and they'll get back to you. Yeah. They definitely will. Gary, the guy, Gary. They have a YouTube channel, so they've got tons of content. Very, very in depth with their product design, the product, the materials used, and how the order process is. Very, very useful. So Gary's very responsive. So I've always spoken to him, and he's never been more than a day responding. So go ahead. No, I was just gonna say these here. I custom built these
I custom ordered these
Yeah.
with a higher 8-inch shaft and the higher heel,
Yep.
and they have the higher uh, uh, arch support.
Yeah.
And the thing about Knicks is they make boots that are like lasting for not years but generations. So you
Yeah.
can pass a boot down to your kids, your grandchildren. And they have their whole resoling program, their whole complete rebuild program. And they do a lot of work with the wildland firefighters. And so
They do.
Mhm. So they're a Pacific Northwest brand. So there's a few other brands that have similar designs, but I like
Yeah,
Nick.
it's interesting. The Spokane area is it was really a hub for boot making. And a lot
Yeah.
of them in the background have some common roots and whatnot to them.
So this boot is really is like a packer boot.
Yeah.
The design, a lot of it has everything except like the underslinging. It could be a little more underslung to make it really look like, and a boot stitch, a toe bug.
That's right.
To really
Yeah.
make it look like a true packer style of boot. And if you guys are wondering about these are kilties. These are false tongues.
Yeah.
This is called the Reboot Restyle Kit on my website. And this is like not a collaborate, but basically a tri-lab. Like there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
And so we have Brian and I designed these here. The idea was to with the pandemic and people, so many folks are a little more, maybe more tight on cash. They're not buying as many boots as often as they can.
Yeah.
So people are looking for other ways to, they're on the secondary market looking for used boots, which is awesome. It's that's a sustainable way. But we've all got our favorite pair, and they're like, I love these boots, but so we added these here that we can they're available in 3 colors. This is the olive color.
Yep.
This is the navy color.
Love the contrast.
Yeah,
And
that looks.
And
really
I gotta
good.
say, the next one you're going to show is right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
That itself is like the grail of them. I love it.
Yeah, that looks good, especially with the red laces too.
It doesn't show as good, but it actually matches the natural edge color. Like
it does.
It doesn't show it on the screen as much as this looks really bright, but it's really not that bright in person.
I think that's really cool because, like you said, if you have a 5-year-old pair of boots or whatever, you can just update the look of it a little bit, just change it up just a little bit.
Yeah, and also so every order of this, actually you get a free pair of laces from, and Lucas knows who I'm going to bring up, is Pisgah Range Limited. He's out of North Carolina, veteran, sole proprietor. These are military grade paracord laces.
Yeah.
They come with a lifetime warranty. The aglets he's got a choice of gunmetal.
Yeah.
And let me see here. Do I have any? And then here, these have them. And brass, like an antique brass.
Oh, that's awesome.
His laces are
sweet. Once you put those laces on your boots, I mean, easier lacing, they last forever.
Yeah, I've welded in them, and I've never had any fraying, any nothing. So they're really high quality. I've seen him, like Brian, you and I have, when we were talking about this product design, he was making laces, and you can watch him. If you watched him make laces, you could see how adamant he is on getting those
perfect
aglets. Perfect. Like these are a perfect cylindrical shape.
Yeah.
There's, he has competition. There's other lace makers, but I haven't seen the quality on those the crimping process as his. He's like, dude, I'll throw the whole lace out if it doesn't meet my, my standards.
Yeah, that's right.
High standards too. So
Yeah, Lucas is just mentioning he's got a lot of pairs of them. I mean, I do too. It's like because I switch them out.
Yeah.
You know, just change up the boots.
Yeah.
Great.
So when you get we call it the reboot restyle kit. You get a pair of the false tongues, you get a pair of laces, and the laces. So you'll get an email with a gift card that pays for the laces once you buy the kit from me. And there's free shipping for the laces. So you don't need to pay for shipping for two different products. You're only paying for the shipping for this. So, and a lot of people seem to like them. I might play with some different designs in the future, but that was a lot of fun designing that with you, Brian and Ryan. Look up if you guys have work boots or any lace-up style boots or even dress shoes. I wear those in my Van sneakers, and great quality.
Yeah, that's right. Carol was just mentioning fine details make the difference, and it's really those are the great makers that we love, and we like to feature, we like to meet with, and just hang out with and stuff.
Yeah,
pretty cool stuff. Oh, I don't know if you saw Sullivan Boot Company or Sullivan Glove Company. We brought the cabin slippers back again. They got another shipment of the deerskin.
Oh, they're making them again.
They are.
Out,
oh my God, so many people were bummed out. We sold out, and now they just re-released them. I've got to announce that again.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another one of your superpowers. Is business to business communication and innovation and collaboration is one of the things that small businesses, in my opinion, and I know you agree, Brian, is that should look to start doing more often. Like Nick and I, we're two YouTubers, boot lovers, and it just adds a whole new dynamic to the platform that we're using.
Yeah, Lucas, he just said, "I need those slippers." You do need those. Let me tell you, like, there's nothing better than getting home, taking off your boots, and putting those slippers on. I actually like sleep in them. They're so comfortable. They're just like like leather socks. They're amazing.
I need to get a pair. We're going camping.
You do.
I'm gonna have to order.
Now I need a pair.
We got to get you in a pair. Yeah.
So Sullivan Glove Co. Obviously, they make gloves. They make leather based work gloves, different styles.
Absolutely, for motorcycle, for all sorts of activities as well as work. They're amazing. They've been around since World War II. They're up in Bend, Oregon. Really great team of people up there. You can look at my Instagram, my IGTV, and I've got a video with them. Yeah, really impressed with their manufacturing and whatnot.
Lucas is asking, what size do you wear in Iron Rangers, Brian?
Oh, or do you mean for the slippers?
No, he says, what size do you go with, Brian, in Iron Ranger sizing?
So in the Iron Rangers, I'm typically.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that is what he's asking.
Okay. So size. What size does Lucas take? What size do you wear? Usually, you would go down to half a size for the slippers.
I would assume because the leather is a little more loose, and I would assume you want it to stretch a little bit, right?
They will a little bit, and I swear, all of us that have been home this past year and not wearing boots and shoes as much, I've actually been hearing from a lot of people that their feet have grown. Wow. Like they've widened and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Like I've had that conversation with at least 30 or 40 people.
I recently lost a lot of weight, and I went from a 12EE to an 11D.
Yeah.
Well, that's the right way to go.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Weight gain or weight loss definitely can affect the width of your foot.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
Mach 9.5
Mach 9.5 Iron Ranger. It's usually a half size difference from Mach to Iron Rangers.
Yeah.
So what do you think? A size 9 for?
I would say probably a size 9 would do you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Nick, then you're an 11D now.
Yes.
Oh, he's in the group now.
Oh, he's in the club.
He's in the spectrum now.
You're You're in the zone.
Yeah.
So Brian, I don't know if you were aware, but Nick's family actually owned a shoe store, and they sold Red Wings.
Yeah, we weren't a Red Wing franchise, but
Yeah.
we were a retailer that only sold Red Wing shoes.
Okay. Very cool.
Now this was back in the mid to late 90s.
Okay.
So that's one cool thing about talking with you and Angel is I've always been very aware of Red Wing boots, but I mean, I had never even heard of Knicks or Whites or any of those kind of companies. So
Yeah.
really interesting to me.
Yeah, it really is. So, Roberto Romero, I'll be contacting Nick. I'm interested in Fire Station boot. Yeah, those are nice with the zippers.
Did you see
Yeah,
their
definitely.
their pro tankers?
Yeah,
I don't know about them. I don't know. They're not for me.
they're not for me.
I think they're interesting.
It's a surprise.
I would like
good for
I'd
them.
like to experience them though. So what Brian and I are talking about is Knicks. They basically make a pair like this. They have a lug sole, so they look like a wildland firefighter boot. Based on what they called their builder pros, and instead of laces, they actually have two straps. So they have one strap on the instep area, and then they have like another strap that wraps around once around like your ankle to secure it. So you got two buckles, kind of like an engineer boot, but not. It is interesting. It's
super intriguing. I gotta say, like, I would just be afraid that I would. Yeah, Lucas, I don't understand them quite, completely either, but I have this feeling that I would like try them on and go, oh my God, these are the best boots I've ever worn.
Yeah,
and then it's like I'm ruined.
Where have these been my whole life type thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Okay. So last time you visited, we had, what did we do? I gave you a pair of your boots that I actually customized, right?
That's right, the Aldens, the indigo.
Then I showed you my Chizos collection.
Yep.
Which you took one home. You took a pair home with you. And
I bought them off of you.
Yes.
It wasn't even.
I had them on eBay actually, because I was like,
I was like, no. Hey, take them off eBay, and you're not lending them to me. I'll just buy them. So yeah.
So that was one way, I kind of, now about Chizos, what they're about. You see how different they are from a traditional style cowboy boot,
Yeah.
To me, what's even more impressive than the boots is, how they use as many sustainable, components as possible. And they also give back to the Texas Parks and Wildlife organization. And they're really just every aspect of the company, they're doing it right,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they're checking all the marks as far as like, would I want my name on a YouTube video representing this company? Well, because they're, like you said, it's sustainable. They're using retired dairy cows instead of like calf skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're using they're also donating proceeds to there's two different associations that they're the wildlands parks, basically donating to the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Land conservation.
Yeah, land conservation.
All that good stuff. Texas is a beautiful state, so I think it's good to see another brand that's proud to be Texas owned, a Texas brand, and also giving back to the state that they represent so hard. So
I just noticed.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd seen interviews with Will Roman and everything talking about the leather of the retired dairy cow, and like Jeremiah Craig was talking about how soft it was and everything. And when I first got mine, they were soft, but not. It didn't blow me. It wasn't like deer skin soft. But after like a week of wearing them, they softened up so much. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now they are, like a thick deer skin almost.
They remind me of like a cabin slipper. If a cabin slipper was a boot.
Yeah.
Because it's got the leather just really you know, however they're processing it is, it makes, you know, it fits like a glove. That's how my number ones fit me. And even my number fives, the number fives took a little more break in that rough out texture, rough out leather. But once that leather started actually molding to my foot, they fit the same as my number ones now.
Yeah.
So, and I have a YouTube video comparing sizing between all three, because there's three different toe shapes, and well, how I size for my foot.
Yeah.
So if anybody has questions on sizing, maybe check that video out. And it was funny. That was funny. Nick and I, we dropped the number 2 in the Magic Black. Was it the same day or the day after or something?
It was real close.
Really funny.
Yeah.
And that's right when we started really talking.
Yeah.
Right around that time.
Yep. Yeah, that's when I really noticed how soft these number 2s that I have is when I tried on the Magic Black ones. And like I said, they were soft, but they were not as soft as these. And these brown ones broke in really, really fast.
Yeah. That brown, that brushed brown is incredible. When I saw you post with them, Brian, I saw you post with them today. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay, so I got a little list here. I want to make sure we covered some good ground with Brian. We covered the Maker Monday. What is your Grail boot, Brian? If there was a boot that if you had a number of makers and boot makers in like at your disposal, and you could say, I want you to do this part, you to do this part, and you to do this part. You know, let's go from the upper to the sole.
Oh my God.
Something like that. Just, it could be anything, because mine always changes.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is I've got favorites at each level. I have some Grail boots that and it's funny, they're both like engineer boots. Brian the Bootmaker and Roll Club, amazing. John Lofgren, absolutely amazing as well. I'm a big fan of Westco and Black Bear. Got a pair of those that I really love.
They have a reverse.
Wow. I guess, it's kind of like the old joke, heaven and hell, heavens where so-and-so. I guess my heaven would be, I don't think anybody does the sole like Brian the Bootmaker. I don't think anybody comes close.
He's got a very little, small, subtle style cues.
It's an art. It's there. You want to like put the boots with their soles showing, at least one of them on a shelf.
Oh yeah, that. Yep.
And then I guess from the leather crafting, like I said, it probably would be John Lofgren, or I'm a huge fan of I love Horween.
Yeah.
Cremex, and it also depends on the type of boot.
Right, exactly. There's so many different styles. You can get a service
in a cowboy boot, I think it would be different. There's a couple of pairs that Rod Patrick make that I just like really want.
What would
seriously.
be okay? So let me help you.
Yeah,
if you don't mind. Okay, let's start by what leather that you've never owned before would you like to try on a boot?
Oh, that's interesting. So
that's okay. Since it's a cowboy boot,
I would say, probably alligator.
Okay.
I'd say probably gator.
Yeah.
I've tried almost every other kind of. I have bison. I have almost every type of leather you can think of in the boots that I have.
What about ostrich?
Yeah, I don't have any ostrich. And it's funny, San Diego County's got a lot of ostriches.
Oh,
We have a
okay.
lot of ostrich farms. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, ostrich would be. I mean, ostrich is pretty cool as well.
Ostrich is so comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love alligator. Don't
I
get me wrong. I've got a pair I'm looking at right here.
Yeah.
But man, ostrich is just so comfortable right out of the box.
I would like to try if it was an ostrich, I would like the smooth ostrich. I would like to try the smooth ostrich because
Me
there's such a
too.
variation in the texture and like the patterns.
Yeah.
Whereas full quill is a little more consistent.
Yeah. I'll say this. I used to own a pair of smooth ostrich and they're really soft too, but the leather is thicker.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
The
that's the
full
belly, isn't
quill, it's really thin, but it's really durable at the same time. That's
Oh,
like-
okay. So you're smooth ostrich viewers.
Yeah.
Nick,
Mhm.
that's the belly, right? Am I right? Smooth.
I
smooth
believe
ostrich?
so. Yeah, because the quills are obviously
Where the
around
feathers, yeah,
the wings and
quills
the
are.
back, and then there's the ostrich leg. So yeah, it would be on the belly side.
Okay. So you say alligator. All right. Now, what part of the alligator would you go for? Like the hornback, where it's got like the
Yeah, I know exactly. On a cowboy boot,
or
absolutely.
would you do belly, or would you do belly cut where it's more flat with the square tiles?
I'd probably do belly more on a like
I don't know
a
if that's gonna show up, but some
oh yeah,
belly.
I was gonna say like on a square toed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Wow,
tiles
look at
or the
those.
scales on these are just huge.
Those
are like
are
2-inch
amazing.
2-inch tiles.
Yeah.
Those are bigger than I just noticed those are even bigger than the ones Lucas has.
Yeah, these are
Lucas's are
gigantic.
quite large too. Those I forget the name of them, the black ones that you have. Okay.
Which oh,
So that's is that JW? Are those JWs?
Yeah, those are JW Premium Series.
Okay. Okay, so now next we have toe shape. What toe shape would you go with? Would you go with a more traditional R shape? Would you go with like a roper style, which is kind of more like a Pecos round toe? The medium round, the R toe, the medium round is a little more sharp.
yeah.
It's still round, but it's a more sharp. Or would you do like a square toe or a snip toe?
Yeah. Well, if we're still talking about with alligator, I think a square toe, like I said, because I think with that, with the pattern of the gator, it just looks amazing.
I agree.
Oh yeah. Who was it that mentioned? Oh, Roberto mentioned the Brian Exotic from Lucchese. That's a gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous boot.
Oh, the Brian?
Yeah, that thing is just crazy. It made from a caiman. I mean, it's just they're amazing.
So let's see here. Oh, I was gonna say Lucas. He says he got a pair of the slippers. He ordered a pair.
Yeah, he just ordered them.
Cool.
He just ordered them. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And he's
Lucas
trying
is
to goat me into getting some too.
Lucas is a superstar.
I'm looking at them. I've got them pulled up right now.
Are you really?
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's seriously crazy wearing those things. It's
Now, Brian, let me ask you. They've got yours, and then they also have another pair that look very similar. What's the difference between the two?
well, I mean, any true boot lover is going to get the BootHunter,
Right.
the cabin slipper.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the main difference as of right now is the stamp.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the branding. Okay.
They have the other one for people that don't want any markings on their slippers.
Gotcha.
Drifter, you were asking for the link for Link, please. Are we talking about the slipper? Sullivan Glove Co.
Yeah, I'll put it right now.
Okay.
So Netpunk says she has a pair of Malaysian python boots that are
Whoa.
all the way up to
Wow.
her knee. Wow. So it's got the python skin all the way up the shaft. That's wild.
That's awesome.
I really want a pair of
I'd
python.
love to see a picture of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be crazy. Oh yeah, Drifter was looking for the link for the slippers.
Okay, so so you would do a square toe with gator.
Yep.
And what about heels? So let's do sole color. What about sole? Would you want it burnished or would you want it like a natural or
Burnished.
burnished? Okay.
Yep.
It's like a dark brown color. Okay.
Yep.
And what about a heel height? Do you like the higher heels or do you like the lower?
No, I like a moderate, lower to moderate.
Like a Stockman heel. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm not as comfortable in the higher heels. That was one of the things that I worked on with Nick's with the urban loggers.
Okay.
You know.
So that is
In fact,
not too high.
Exactly. And I like that cut. It's just a beautiful, it's really a nice, concave there, very subtle to that heel.
Yeah, this lug sole, the honey lug. If you
Yes.
guys know anything about lug soles on boots, the honey lug, which is that lighter color, is way softer than the black lugs. So these actually add a little more cushion to your step. If you're spending more time on concrete or walking a lot, these are actually really comfortable.
Yep.
Hey, Wes says he's going to give this video a thumbs down because he's going to go broke watching it.
Why? Why is that?
Because he's going to go broke after watching it.
Stopping.
Oh, so yeah, Wes just got the number ones in black. Like,
yeah.
Was it Kit? Call him Kit, like from Knight Rider.
Like Knight Rider.
That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. I don't think anybody's done a Chizos unboxing on IG Live. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. I got a few more here. Okay, so Grail boot is going to be a gator.
Yep.
Square toe, burnished with the Stockman heel. And I know one guy that has a lot of experience with that style of a boot. And he's here with us.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'd say that's like your go-to style, isn't it?
Well, I like that style a lot, but that's what all the companies sell the most of. So when they send me a boot, invariably it's that style, right? So I ended up with more than I probably would have bought.
I gotta say, like I think a moderate heel height is gonna be the most comfortable for the most amount of people.
Yeah, and I would argue that the wide square toe is as well. I mean, you've got a lot of room to play with on the length because you're not going to have your toes crammed in the front like you would with a medium round or a snip toe or something.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's definitely the most generous as far as.
A lot of people don't like the look of them, but to me, it's the most comfortable style.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I sent you that pair of black. Was it blackjack? Was it blackjacks I sent you?
Yeah.
They had a bunch of like natural gator skin, so I had that little bit of like olive green camouflage with black and white variations.
They're awesome.
Nice.
They do a lot of natural colored Cayman and gators, and it's cool to see. It's usually they've got the cream color, on the sides, but that top color, it's cool to see. It could be different, variations of browns or greens. Some of them almost look black,
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I gotta say, we gotta remind our viewers, which I'm sure they mostly all agree, is like just loving cowboy boots or enjoying cowboy boots doesn't mean you need to be on the ranch or
that's right.
Picking up cow shit, or cow punching.
Or kicking it.
I mean, look at Takova's marketing, I mean, they did a few that were kind of Western, but the majority of the ads you see, especially now, are more younger people in urban type environments, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I love boots so much, because I can work on my truck, work in the backyard. Just the quality build materials allow you
Yeah.
to do all of that. And when it's done right, like when it's a nice looking makeup, they clean up easily and you
They
can wear
do.
them out to dinner. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of guys
pretty
that are
amazing.
really scared to, there's a lot of guys that get worrisome, and it's understandable because we're talking hundreds of dollars for each pair.
Well,
So,
they just get better and better. I mean, I got a pair back from, actually a couple of my pairs back from the lens program.
oh yeah.
And one of them was Horween Wolverine 1,000-mile boot, and
Mm.
they were beat to crap. I mean, they looked awesome. I put them up in my story and I said, okay, should I need them or beat them? It's like need them up or beat them out. And most of the people were like, let's see what they look like when they're cleaned up. And I tell you, they look amazing. Like I need to post those. Yeah.
So that's my favorite part about the Rios.
Yeah.
Is that hybrid sole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually took some sandpaper to this and got rid of that dark burnish color.
Oh, I see that.
I really
Yeah.
like, me and sandpaper and leather.
Oh yeah.
So I got rid of
but don't
burnish.
touch that leather. That leather's
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that this is horsehide.
Don't.
So,
yeah.
but if you see,
Horsehide's amazing.
you see that? Apparently, one of the nights that we were out by the fire pit, my 2-year-old had like a stick in the fire and like smeared it on, so it was like smoldering ash and like kind of smeared it. So
yeah,
he definitely he didn't char the leather, but he like charred the dye on it.
Yeah.
So, but again, these are still really nice boots, and
No, they're beautiful.
It just adds character. I don't care.
It does.
It doesn't bother me.
So
Yeah.
do I just picture you, after you got those boots, just sitting around and like getting the shakes because you wanted to sand down those soles so bad?
Oh my god! I'm not gonna lie. I've considered it, but right now, nah. I'm still enjoying that burgundy.
I got to tell you, it's somebody. I don't know why this made me think of this. Boots help so much with controlling pain. I had some of my students say to me, they love my class, and I said, "Oh, thanks." And what do you love about it? And a couple of the girls were like, "Well, you really control the class well." And I said, "Oh, really? Thanks. I mean, I'm not really rough on people." And they said, "No, you keep all the boys in line. They act up really badly in the other classes." And I said, "Really? What is it?" And they said, "Well, you're just this big American guy, and it's the boots. Guys see the boots and they just like abide by you." I was like, that's classic.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, you're a business professor, but you're also a mountain man. So
well, I tested it out. So a couple of days I wore sneakers in class, and the guys were just being little shits. I was like, okay, there is something about this boot thing and keeping people in line. It's so funny.
Can kids wear boots?
Yeah, that's my best friend, and he's on here trying to derail the conversation.
Absolutely. I was just talking like a few episodes ago. I got my 2-year-old. So my 2-year-old dropped. So my wife brings in groceries. She's got some on the floor and some on the countertop. And, we're in and out of the house bringing stuff in. And the 2-year-old goes and helps himself to the large, not a regular size, but like a large ragu pasta sauce glass jar, slides it off, and it falls right on his big toe.
No.
Yeah. So it almost like went all the way through that toe.
Oh,
and he's a cave baby, so he's never wearing shoes, always, especially in the house, never has shoes on. And so we clean him up. He had a few stitches and all that stuff, and he's healing. But so I was like, this is a perfect excuse to get him a pair of boots. They're a loose fitting square toe.
right.
And I saw a pair at Walmart, so I snatched them up, and he loves them because he can put them on, take them off so easily. And
That's really cool.
yeah, he's wearing them in diaper. Like he'll just wear his pull up and his boots.
Well, I remember my first pair of boots, and it's in one of my Christmas pictures. I need to dig it up.
Oh, really?
My mom was just like, "Oh, you don't want to wear your boots for your Christmas picture." And I was like, "I want to wear my boots for the Christmas picture." So
Jeremiah
what's that?
I was gonna say, a fellow YouTuber, Jeremiah Craig, he wore a pair of cowboy boots, and were they Cayman, Nick? Were those Cayman? They were Yeehaw.
Yeah, I believe they were. It was like a snip toe Cayman.
Those were really nice. Black cherry.
Yeah, from Yeehaw Cowboy. They looked really nice.
Yeah,
I love the look of snip toes, but I don't know. When I look at them on me, they don't look good, but I do have a review of some snip toes coming up just because I know
okay.
not
Nice.
everybody loves them, and I think they look badass. But sometimes you just look down and you don't like the way they look on your foot or whatever.
Oh, I hear you, because when I'm wearing, I'll be honest, because I feel the same way. Like when I'm wearing my straight cut denim, they look really small, very narrow. But if I'm wearing like a more form fitting jean, like a slimmer fit, they have a little bit more present. So I know what you mean by that, especially like if you're wearing straight cuts. It's like, which I wear almost every day. I've been wearing these every day, these newest pair of denim straight cut, and the number 5s look tiny when I'm wearing them.
It's like, a lot of people don't like the wide square toe because they think it makes them look like they have duck feet or whatever. And I'm kind of the opposite. I'm always leery of snips and pointed toes because I don't know.
Me too.
Look like elf shoes to me when I look down at them. But I see them on everybody else, and I like the way they look.
That's how I am with J toe. Like that, just a point.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not too crazy about J toes. They've got a few pairs that I've seen. Actually, Jeremiah Craig had a pair of those J toes on his, was it Levi's 501 video? And those actually look really cool. But he's a slimmer dude, and I think that kind of works with his frame, his build. Coming from the heritage boots though, wearing mock toes, wearing wedge sole boots. I was already used to having a chunky shape on my foot. So a wide square, even the double row stitch, I mean, it reminds me of wearing, Nick's has double row stitching. And so does White's, the double row stitching. And I like that. I like it. I feel like it gives me more stability when I'm walking. And so I like you said, there's people that really like square toes and there's people that don't like square toes. I actually like square toes. And I'm a more slim guy, kind of like Jeremiah. So
And,
check.
Everybody likes what they like, and that's the cool thing is there's a million different styles to choose from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's perfectly okay to bounce. Like you don't have to dress the same style every day,
No.
Yeah, that's like me.
That's the reason to have more pairs.
Yeah, exactly. I love the wide square toes, but I'm kind of, honestly getting a little bored with them. I'm trying to mix in some other things just because I look at my boot shelf over here and it's 90% square toe.
Well,
I feel like I need to get something else right now.
Well, let me know if you get sick of any of those square toes. I might want to try some.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah. Brian and I want to really get with
just throw them west.
Yeah. Yes. Take a pit stop in Arizona and back.
Oh man, it would be fun to have a boot hang there.
Yeah, for sure.
Come and visit you in Texas and have a boot hang.
That would be
absolutely
fun. That would be
fun. Pretty epic.
Yep.
There's some great boot makers around you too. I mean, you're right.
Oh yeah, tons of them.
So many.
There's,
Fort Worth, please.
yeah. And, it's until I got really into, the YouTube channel and really getting heavily into the boots, you find out there are so many just fantastic boot makers out there that aren't famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the, like ML Letty's in Fort Worth, is like world famous, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've always heard of that, but there's just tons of them just, peppered around Texas that do fantastic work, and they just aren't as big of a name,
Yeah.
Okay. So let's segue. So we got, there's definitely like so many small boot makers that are doing insane, incredible, like custom work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, but I've also seen a ton across seas, like we were talking about these Zeros out of
Zeros.
Japan.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more clunky, kind of like an engineer boot. They look a lot like a Red Wing Pecos, a little more of a round toe. But I really like seeing the Indonesian and the Asian iterations of like Americana, vintage style, traditional style work, and Western boots. Do you have what's your experience with that? Because I know you talk to a lot of boot makers across seas, Brian.
Well, I think if like cowboy boots, I love some of the ones that I've been researching some and probably going to have some on the show from Argentina.
Oh, okay.
Because, I was thinking a few months ago, I was like, shit, there must be like amazing, because Argentina's got incredible ranch and cowboy history to it and
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. And there's more than a dozen. And the other thing that's unique about Argentina is they have the Italian, like a significant Italian population. So they bring together the Italian craftsmanship and German ranch, kind of the German ranch culture that you have in northern Mexico as well. So Mexico, Argentina, other parts of Latin America for the cowboy boots. But then when you get into like more heritage, like workwear, obviously Japan is epic from denim to boots. And so much of that was, heritage transfer after World War II, when we helped rebuild Japan. And, denim was a really real, like just a great, fabric to allow people to have, to work hard and rebuild a country that had been pretty decimated. And then there's Indonesia, and Indonesia is really interesting. In particular, they've got this colonial heritage of the Dutch, and the Dutch cobblers are among the best in the world. And there's some great Dutch boot makers like Butts and Shoulders. But that heritage that stayed on after independence is really super cool. I mean, there's so many makers in Indonesia.
Definitely.
And they're very cottage, super small operations, and they're making beautiful boots. And they're, some people say, and I was a little peeved at the comments that I won't say who made it, but anyway, there's a boot maker that, not made in Indonesia and whatnot. I was like, that's just not right. I mean, they're made beautifully.
Yeah.
It's not all about copying. It's about, respecting heritage in my mind. And they create some really unique, new designs. Sagara and gosh, who else have I been talking with lately? Meerman is, well, there's another one. I mean, Meerman are making beautiful boots. Beckett Simonen.
Oh yeah.
Really gorgeous boots. And just, trying to get the word out about there's more than North American boots, and there's more than Japan.
Yeah, it's definitely not hard to find. It's a challenge anywhere you go, but I mean, there's definitely quality, like very good quality bootmakers all throughout the world.
Yeah.
And social media has done a great job of, kind of explaining that to us, is like it doesn't have to be made in America. And that conversation has gone with like cowboy boots made in Mexico. And I think most people are kind of past that at this point. We're kind of understanding, especially with brands like Chizos and Hondo, that Hondo's been around forever, but now that social media is alive, we have YouTube reviewers like Nick here, who
Yeah.
are really showing that like the quality is not subject to where it's made as
No.
much as it is, the best practices that are included, with every facility or every brand, so
It is. Well, and they're mostly buying from Italy, like Italian and American, French, Japanese tanneries. But one of the keys is that they change the tanneries in their own countries and the process, because if it's in Indonesia or India or wherever else they might be, the tanning process that's taking place has got to be more ecologically conscious. It's got to be better quality.
Mm-hmm.
The whole process has to be improved dramatically.
Yeah.
And at that point, they'll compete with the North American, some of the Asian, and some of the European tanneries, and that's really important. It brings the whole industry up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so Deathlike Reviews says, I think some of the best boots come out of Mexico. Well,
yeah, I mean,
when it comes to cowboy boots, the best boots better come from Mexico. If not Mexico, they better come from Texas, because that's where all that shit started.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the ones that are made in Texas, a lot of those are the same families that are in Mexico,
Exactly.
That's right.
Because most of it's in El Paso, which is right, basically the same thing.
Well, it's
before there was a
Texas, the whole ranch industry that grew up at the tail end of the Spanish period and into the early Mexican period, early American periods.
Yeah.
But it's amazing too, because there's a big German European part of that. That's something that I was really curious.
as well.
Yep.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, it's really cool when you look into it.
I know it's a really big melting pot, and I don't know. That's not really advertised. I don't think a lot of people that aren't from here realize that,
It is, yeah. I know that like San Antonio has a lot of German roots to it, along, of course, with Mexican.
Yeah.
The other guys I was going to mention out of Indonesia that I just met with was Prof Barnett's. Those guys are just like creating some insane boots.
So
we're working on a boot together. I'll give you a little teaser. We're working on a boot together that's inspired by my 66 Imperial.
Who are you talking about now? What brand?
Prof Barnett's out of Indonesia.
Professor Barnett?
Yep.
He makes really cool boots.
Yeah.
He makes a boot called the Hellboy boot.
Yep. It's inspired by American hot rods.
Yes. So you got one based on the Imperial?
Well, so he and I are working on one that's inspired by my 66 Imperial.
Well, that'll be fun to see.
It's going to be pretty insane.
How long do you think it'll before we can get it?
He's supposed to start sending me some teasers in a couple of weeks. So
okay, so he's already in the process of
if you've seen the leather interior in my car, that's just the beginning. Like,
can I say what
color? Yeah, it's like ox blood crazy.
The inside of a Chizos?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Exactly. All right. Very interesting.
So that's coming up.
Yeah, Professor Barnett, which is at prof.barnett on Instagram. Yeah. He's a bootmaker, and he's definitely he does mostly lace-up boots, but he's got a very interesting like welt design, and
Yeah.
he's not like a double welt. It's like you got your stitch down welt, and then he adds like another welt, stitch down welt to it. It's very interesting. Very bold, very bold designs. Carol was asking about, thanks, Carol. Carol was asking about Sendra boots. There, I know.
Oh yeah, I have some Sendras.
You do?
Sendras, it's a really nicely made boot.
Okay.
They've got a great line. Sendra's probably one of the best cowboy boots that you can buy in Europe.
Okay.
And I started getting them when I was living in Denmark. One of the shops there that I hung out in and worked with, they have a lot of Sendra boots. I've got a couple of pairs of them. Super durable, super comfortable, nice break in.
Exit full screen. All right.
Yeah,
I'm on their website right now. I was trying to, and it looks like they have pretty interesting pattern cuts and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I forget what part of Spain they're in.
I know there's a guy I follow on Instagram. His name is Syd Boots, SYD Boots, and he's got a ton of Sendras that he wears. Those are very bold, like those kind of boots that are extremely underslung.
Mm-hmm.
Those cowboy boots that are very, very hardly underslung.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, how do you wear those? Because like the base of the heel is almost like under your arch.
Yep.
But definitely fashion forward. Like, I like a lot of their suede. Looks like
I like some
of Quadra boots.
Quadras.
Yeah, Quadras are real loud and in your face like that.
Yeah, and they also make lace-up boots too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I'm looking at the comments. You follow Carl Morawski? Yeah, actually, I was talking to him today, Carl and I. Yeah. I actually have just a quick shameless plug. I have a podcast that I'm going to be featured on with some friends, really good friends of mine. It's called they call it the Deep Dive. The podcast is called Veer, Vulnerabilis Veer, which means the vulnerable man. And this podcast is really very invaluable to the community and anybody listening, because it's really focused on kind of getting rid of that toxic masculinity and just helping guys learn to communicate, build empathy and stuff like that. And you got anybody who's been on the show knows I like talking about that stuff because it really means a lot to me. And Nick and I, we talk about that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
We have too, and talking with Eric over in Sweden, and
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that was one of the cool things we were able to do is shoot him a little bit of support during November.
Definitely, that was a lot of fun. We had it was at the very last, wasn't it, like November 30th or something? It was like the very last day of November.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
So we got that. Like we have, so this is called a deep dive, and it really is talking about my life story. Okay. So many of you guys don't know this, but I'm only 34, but I got a ton of life experience and a pretty good amount of wisdom. And I'm not like bragging, but it's something I pride myself on, is being as young as I am, but also have learned from a lot of the shitty times I've been through in life. So if you guys want to check them out on Instagram, just type in VIR, and it's Latin for the vulnerable man. They have a weekly podcast. It airs every Wednesday. So tomorrow you'll be able to listen in on the deep dive with Angel Rios. And it's not for the lighthearted, but it's, if you're into cowboy boots and stuff, I think you can, I think you'll be able to stomach it.
What is it on Instagram, Angel?
It's VIR, and it's basically triple V.
It should come up.
Albert.
Yes.
Yeah. If you start to type that in, it'll come up.
Yeah. This is probably one of the coolest podcasts I've ever listened to in my life. And it's just because they choose people that, for whatever reason, they choose certain folks. I just happen to be friends with these two. But they're really, 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 they're advocating for like mental health and just men, personal growth. And it's not that it's like a sexist thing, but it really is that the fact that men are overlooked as far as expressing emotion, being able to express emotion, and just being able to just communicate more intelligently rather than kind of putting people down.
Right.
And social media makes it really easy to be just nasty to people. I mean,
Yeah, it
we've all
does.
been on Facebook, so we all know. But it's just, I think listening to this stuff, it really helps you get a good perspective on things, and understand that you're really only different. Like, you call someone like, we're not the same, we're different. A lot of times it's because you want to be different. You're focusing on your differences rather than your similarities.
Yeah. And what really is different? I mean, the way you dress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a
Right.
post today on one of I think it was the Jeremiah's group, and he posted just pants rolled up, cuffed up, and he was like, I
Yeah.
hope this trend goes away. Well, it was like, well, it's not a
Right.
trend. First of all, it's not a trend. That's history. John
Yeah.
Wayne was doing it,
Yeah,
and
that's
every cowboy before him was doing it. And he kind of got the third degree from some guys.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, hey guys, take it easy, man. It's not that serious. He's just got his opinion,
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
but
with
it's
having an opinion.
it's just as bad as people start ragging on a certain toe style or whatever, and I'm like, why do you even care? I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine, but what's your end game here? What?
Yeah, what's your goal, right?
It's his money. Let him buy whatever the fuck he wants to buy.
Definitely. Yeah, man. No, so Carol says it's okay for men to show emotion. Thank you, Carol. As one of the, biggest female influences, on the viewers, as one of our YouTube viewers, right?
Yeah,
and
huge
a regular
supporter.
in the groups, in the boot groups as well. Thank you, Carol. That's 100% correct. People are more similar than different. Absolutely.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, come on. Check this platform out that we're doing. Lone Star Boot Reviews is 99.999% cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit more broad spectrum. Like, I started with heritage boots, sharing my Red Wing collections. That's how I started my YouTube channel. And then, I did some Nicks. Then I started getting into cowboy boots. Mm-hmm. Now, the last few have mainly been cowboy boots. And now that I'm, connecting with Jeremiah Craig, and it doesn't matter like where you're from, but how much more fun is it when we celebrate our similarities rather than dwelling on our differences,
Right.
And I hope to better round out the, I guess maybe demographic where everybody's into and respects everyone's opinion, everybody's style, difference of style. Lucas is also very well rounded with his boot collection,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about the cowboy boot slippers. I don't know about that. The open toe cowboy boots. I don't know about that. But I don't know if I could be your friend on those. But I haven't tried them. So
the Crocs of the cowboy boot world.
Hey, easy.
Now
I wear Crocs.
Now I'm gonna get Croc lovers. Oh God,
that's me, bro.
Now, if they made Crocs in leather, I'd wear them.
I used to wear Crocs all the time.
They do,
but they
a leather upper, the bottom and the sole and everything is like a Croc.
Oh, that's fine. I haven't seen the leather ones.
They're not bad. And they're actually a little bit more narrow, like through the toe. So it's
Uh-huh.
not as clunky, weird looking.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely, Drifter. Yeah. Strive to be different. Absolutely. Strive to be yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. Don't be a dick. Right? Hashtag don't be a dick. Who's this? Who is that?
Who's what?
Who was that? No, it was a picture of you. Looked like a young photo of you.
You know, that's weird. I cannot get rid of that. It's me lecturing. My battery, it told me my battery was at 20%, so it
Gotcha.
turned me off for a second.
Imagine,
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's true. Imagine how boring this would be if there was only one style. I mean, there'd be nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a community, really. There wouldn't be.
Well, and that's exactly why Angel and I decided to pair up and do this is, you know, we're such good friends. We get along so well. We can talk about anything, you know, but we have a little bit different style. You know, we've got different backgrounds, different life experiences, you know, and, you know, just bring something, you know, two different points of view to the table rather than, you know, if it was two guys that look the same and talk the same and act the same, you know, that'd be pretty boring.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I mean, Brian and I, he's probably, you know, we're more similar now, but we were pretty different when we started talking. We just had a shared interest and our personalities really did a good job of, we adhered pretty good. Brian, you're muted. Did you know that? Okay.
Yeah, no, we had some military helicopters fly over. It was super loud.
So, Carol, the podcast is, I'm not sure exactly what time. It's probably available first thing in the morning. I'm sure he just sets it up to be at midnight. So, it is available on Spotify. So you do have to either download, or I think you might be able to watch it on from your PC on Spotify. Spotify is free to use. So I would just download the app on your phone. That way you can listen to it wherever you are.
Yeah, it's great.
And if you, Carol, I know you're on Facebook, but are you on Instagram? Because that would probably be the easiest way to get the link. You know, if not, though, I could maybe I could send you the link somehow tomorrow.
Here it is. I've got it right here.
I think you've got perfect.
Are you linking it now?
He's churning out those links. It's great.
He's good. He's
I'm
really
taking over Lucas's role tonight.
Lucas said wrong Crocs. We're talking about the wrong Crocs.
Yeah, that's right. We are.
Sorry, man. We got a little sidetracked, huh? But so I mean, I covered all the things I wanted to cover. Brian, we're not ending it quite yet. I wasn't just saying, you know, I wasn't closing it out yet. But I mean, Brian, you've got a ton of experience with using technology for on as a basis for businesses to operate. You've got the Lash Live, which is a lot of fun. That was basically, you guys know what QVC is?
Yep.
It's basically the QVC of today.
I mean, like, God, QVC,
and it's for anybody. It's for anybody to use.
Yeah, I mean, QVC is sort of the heritage brand of, you know, live selling in a way.
Live action.
This is just the latest iteration. Well, not just. I mean, what we're trying to do basically is focus on making shopping fun again, make it engaging, getting, you know, fans and followers of makers and retailers together.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing about it, like you saw in using it, is that your sale, your show, your event stays up for 48 hours after the fact. So you continue to sell. I'm actually thinking of doing another one because this is fun. I'm thinking of doing one, and I'm actually thinking of like doing it down here at the desert and outside with the boots and the cactus. And nice. I might just do that maybe this weekend or something. With all the snow at the mountain, it's always like confining. I go out and it's slipping all over the place. And
okay. The there's so much that people don't know, like as far as like avenues to
Yeah.
like to create a platform or to create
Yeah.
a place where you can do business on. I think that's just incredible to
It
know
is.
to know that there's guys like you who specialize in that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun to watch you operating on these, bringing in new brands to my attention every week.
Yep.
And if you're like Lucas, man, you know how important it is to support these small businesses,
It is.
especially today where people are
Yep.
losing jobs. People are,
Oh,
their
it's
backs.
just awful. It's
Yeah.
sickening
Yeah.
what's going on. And I mean, this pandemic has been so disastrous for retail and for brands, particularly retail. I mean, only the biggest retailers, the mass brands, have really benefited. Not only, but primarily. Oh, Carol, I think you asked. Yeah, Lash Live is on Facebook. Exactly. And my business partner is the founder of Sash Bag, which is a really cool handbag, over the shoulder, super comfortable handbag. I'm not the best at describing handbags. And I'm on her executive board, and it's like I've been friends and we've been working together for like 12 years, and I'm still like, I just can't get into the whole handbag thing. But anyway, women love them. Some guys really love them. Yeah.
Well, if you guys are interested in learning and finding more information on small businesses that do incredible work and want to work with you virtually.
Oh my gosh, Carol, that's awesome.
The sash
She
bag.
has
So
one.
she knows. So she already knows what we're talking about. Yeah, but yeah, if you guys are interested, definitely make sure you give BootHunter a follow. Made.matters a follow on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll be surprised to see how many small makers there are that might even be local to you. So
that's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you guys have anything else you wanted to add? Any questions? Last chance for questions, guys. I think it's way past dinner for me.
Death like reviews got to run and got school tomorrow. I know I have to work on my syllabi tonight.
What's that?
I have to work on my syllabi.
You do?
Syllabus for my international communication and my my relationship marketing classes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, going back to what you said about, technology, these things that tie us together and connect us with what we're interested in is just so good for building relationships. That's the key thing.
Absolutely.
And so much of the power now, every brand's, has to give up some of their power and their decision-making to the customer, which I think is just awesome,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let them decide. It's like Angel, right? If somebody wants more of our, the logo on the product or no logo on the product, we do it, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, I saw Nathan earlier in the chat. I don't know if he's still here, but I made him my first custom belt.
Yeah.
And I was incredible. Like, I was just so pleased with how it came out. Him and I just were DMing one day or messaging, and he's like, "Hey, would you do something custom for me?" I'm like, "Well, actually, I do have an idea, but I've never made one. So what do you think about this?" He's like, "Absolutely." And so I made him the first ever, I call it the riddling service. He bought, it was a regular, one of my regular belts.
Yeah.
But I had to name it, and it's riddled in the brands so I made my own after, and I've been wearing it all day today.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I
love that belt.
If you've seen Jeremiah's review, that was this same belt, but I added a few more brands.
Yeah.
And dude,
it was funny when I saw Nathan's, when he posted a picture of it, I went over and I immediately messaged Angel, and I was like, "Man, that would look so badass on an X-Solution belt." And he was like, "Yeah, it's already in the works."
Oh, dude. Oh, no. You were the reason why I made it, though, because I was like, I got to try that on another belt. And as soon as you said it, I was like, damn it, he's right. I got to make it. I'm making it tomorrow.
Yep.
It looks so cool because of, the brands are all different shades because of how hot the brand was.
Yeah, well, that's the trick, is making sure that I don't get it too hot or too cold.
Yeah.
So, but it definitely adds time.
Honestly, I want a duffel with that leather. I want a riddled leather, a veg tan duffel.
It'd be
Oh,
like the
man.
Angel
Would-
Vuitton.
Yeah, I
It
was gonna
would be
say.
Angel Vuitton. Exactly. I was just gonna say it
That
would
would-
be amazing.
That would take a big old Dookie and Louis Vuitton's face.
Let me tell you, it's I think that might be a must.
Yeah.
Your ex-lution is missing it. Yeah. Well, honestly, Lucas, if you want to send it back to me, I would gladly do it for you. So you've been a huge part of my growing small business. I'd be pleased, man. I would be glad to do that for you, brother. So send it on down. Hook you up.
Yeah.
Man.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely. Technology is
Yeah.
the wave. Everybody complains about this or that, but it really is just change. It's innovation. Humans are built to adapt. That's how our minds work, is to adapt to
That's right.
our surroundings. So don't ignore the changes. Instead, try to learn what's happening around you. And now, learning how these new businesses are developing and starting from the ground using technology.
Right.
Technology is going to allow you to have a better relationship, a closer, more direct relationship with these brands. And I mean, here's proof right here, because Brian is basically like a segue for these small businesses. So give him a follow. And I got to say, thank you, Brian, for joining us.
Hey, this has been great.
It was
It's
a real
fun.
pleasure. Thank you.
2 hours have never gone so quickly.
Yeah, and thank you, Nick, for wanting him as well. That's
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this platform that we're doing this on.
Yeah.
So,
And
I know. I
cheers
love
to you
this.
guys.
It's so fun.
yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm going to get with Angel and Brian and try to put all of the links for everything we talked about in the description of this when it
I'll
becomes
shoot
a
mine over to
video
you.
tomorrow. So
Okay.
if you missed it or whatever, if you're looking for, a link, hopefully we'll get all of them, but we're definitely going to get most of them, and I'll put those in the description.
Sweet.
Cool.
Sweet. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. You are
Hey,
the rock
thanks.
star, bro.
Lucas, you are awesome.
You are the rock star, man.
He is
Yep. All right, everybody.
All
I
right.
think that's going to wrap it up for tonight.
Thanks, you guys.
Yep.
Thank you guys, man. Take
Thank
care.
all of you for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Your support
Yeah.
means the world to us.
Yep.
From
Hit us up on
Pacific to Central to Mountain in between.
There you go.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, hit us up on social media, guys. We're there every day. So if you guys have any questions,
That's right.
hit
Yep.
us up.
Yep. Message
Work.
any
Okay.
one of us if you have any questions or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. If you got any
Yep.
questions about small brands, if you guys want to
Yep.
have any ideas for collaborations, hit
Yep.
us up, man. All three
Absolutely.
of us.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Speaking of all three of us, we need to have another conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a shirt going or something, and maybe.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, everybody, stay
All right.
safe, and we will see you next Tuesday.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Bye.
See you guys. Thanks again.
Yeah. All right, that was awesome, guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Thank you.